Join us live tonight on Third Phase of Moon Radio.
Third Phase of Moon.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. My name is Blake Cousins, and tonight we're going to go over a spectrum of different topics. Alien abductions happening around the world. People calling in, telling their stories in regards to what happened while they're aboard the ships taken by aliens from other planets. Also, we're going to take a call all the way from Holland in regards to Illuminati. The Illuminati is a secret society out there, and she claims the Illuminati abducted her kids and took them away for satanic reasons. We're going to get to that phone call just a bit and taking calls from around the world. We just broke breaking news exclusive video just came in the past 18 hours, and we released it of what looks to be a UFO diving into the Pacific Ocean, or we claimed it was a crash. It looked semi-controlled, but the splash seemed a little uncontrolled. What's your take on what you saw in that video, and can you tell us a bit about the theory of underwater bases for aliens?
Yes, Blake, I can. And first, I got to commend you guys for getting that footage. That is one of the greatest footages of UFOs of all time, literally. You actually get to see what people have only talked about seeing that they've never been able to capture on film. This disc comes in at such a high angle, and as it enters the water, the splash is kind of minimal for the amount of speed going. And then it changes direction to be parallel with the water from all those who's watching the video, and it skims there. And basically what it does is, if it uses anti-gravity, it's building this little field around it, which is what prevents it from making such a big splash. Furthermore, many people have contended, and a lot of people have been able to introduce evidence to say that those visitors, the UFOs are actually the same as USOs. They could fly and they can go in the water. Their bases at the bottom of the ocean in several places. One of the biggest ones they say is right here off the coast of Los Angeles in the Santa Catalina Island harbor, in between the two, in the channel. And that's just one, Blake. People out there, Preston Dennett, he did a whole book on underwater bases, and there's a lot around the world.
It looked to be a flying saucer, and we have a guest back from Maine, claims he was abducted at 3 years old by 3 aliens, and it was okay for a while until they started to want to do experiments on him, and he wasn't jiving on that. So he wanted to let the people and the world know about his abduction, and he came on Third Phase of Moon and spoke about it right here. And I want to introduce Mark to Third Phase of Moon and tell us about this encounter again. And you said your dad saw you within the ship and you're waving at him, and he was at the house waving back. Right, Mark?
Yes. Yeah. Well, before I get on that, I want to clarify, my name is really not Mark. I went by it only because of the whole MUFON Men in Black thing. My real name is Dave. Anybody that's went to school with me knows that I've talked about it. But I just want to clarify for people that think I'm Albert Bell or anything like that. I'm not him at all. I'm a man from Maine that witnessed aliens outside my window when I was 3 years old.
Appreciate you coming forward with your true identity. Hey, you were explaining to me earlier on the phone that, you asked your dad if he would come forward on this show. Is your dad with you or your mom in regards?
My father is not able to speak about this, but my mother is able to.
What? You have your mom?
Yes. Yes,
there? All right.
Yes,
what's your mother's name? You could
she'll just go by Mom.
Call her Mom. Okay, cool. Okay. Mom. Hello?
Okay, here she is.
Okay.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, Mom.
Hi.
All right, so when were you approached by your son in regards to being abducted, and how did you take it in the beginning?
In the beginning, he was very small. He would wake up at night, and I thought he was having bad dreams. He would tell me that his friends came to visit him, and I just wrote it off that he was having bad dreams, as small children do. And I'd reassure him that everything was fine, and, we'd talk, about his friends and stuff, and I'd send him off to bed, and he'd quiet down and go back to bed. Until the night they visited him, and I saw him with them. And then
so you actually saw...
It wasn't a dream.
You saw the aliens, you know, surrounding your son?
I saw my son with the aliens. I saw their craft, or whatever you want to call it, hovering above our home.
What did you think
with him?
Were you in shock? Did you think you were never going to see your son again? Did you have a feeling that, you know, he'd been in safe hands?
I don't know how I felt at that point. The next thing I knew, he was back in his room. So I know he wasn't dreaming all those times, but yet I told him he was having bad dreams until I saw them myself with him. Well, him
so
with
you reached
him.
the moment. That's absolutely fantastic. I bet you your son was very happy after, you know, having confirmation from his mother that I'm not seeing things.
Correct. And we lived with it. We have lived with it.
Yeah. What do you see in your son that, you know, makes him special in, you know, in their eyes from other people out there that haven't experienced anything like this? Is there something different about your son that you see that's, you know, that they might find interesting?
He's just a great kid. He's very down to earth. We live out in the country. He loves the country. He just loves the country. He'll go out in the woods and walk for hours. But that's always been him. He's just down-to-earth kid.
You know, he also spoke about his father witnessing it for the first time, and he was waving back at him.
Yes.
Were you, you know, aware before your husband was about, you know, the aliens?
No, this happened. We both saw it the same night.
You know, most people would go, "Oh my God," and you know, think about, you know, the safety. And it's interesting the way you put it that, you know,
we couldn't move. We couldn't move. We saw what we saw. We know we saw it. We know it happened. And as I said, the next thing we knew, he was in his bedroom.
Were you aware of possible missing times? Did you look at the clocks and might have noticed something different? Or
at that time, no, we didn't. I mean,
yep. But it possibly.
I guess it's not something you think of to do.
But maybe now, in hindsight, obviously, you.
Well, if I knew
clocks.
Then what I know now, I probably would have been more aware and thought of these things. But when it happened, you don't think of those things.
Understandable, yeah. Under the circumstances, obviously, especially for the first time. We're just trying to let people know out there, you know, kind of the rules to go by in case this happens next time, just for their personal use, because it's an ongoing thing. Can you explain, you know, describe the craft, what it looked like? Did it have a metallic surface? Did it shine?
It really didn't shine. It was there. It was dull. Very bright. Not cigar-shaped, not oval. Kind of like in between, I'd say.
Something you've never seen before, obviously.
Correct.
So, you know, there was an abduction that happened when your son was approximately 14 years old, and it still continues. You know, when he was 14, he hasn't been abducted since that I'm aware of. Do you think there's a possibility that, you know, it could be ongoing from what you've seen, or you think it's over?
Possibly ongoing, yes. Do I know for sure? No. That was the only episode that I actually saw it, was when he was small. And I think I was only meant to see that so we could deal with it.
I find it very commendable. Most moms, under a circumstance like this, comes forward, backs her son up, confirms with eyewitness sighting, and, comes forward on third phase of the moon. We really appreciate it, and I'm sure the people listening, feel better about, themselves possibly talking to friends about their experience that they've had in regards to.
A lot of people are afraid to say anything because they're afraid of what people will think of them. It's very hard. It's very hard. And there are people that we know that kind of go, okay, and they question it. But I guess they have a right to question.
Well, people should still have an open mind, and I believe from just the eyewitnesses, the way you guys are presenting your stories, I find no way that you are faking it whatsoever. So basically, I have to, respect, and that's what's missing in this world is a little respect of when people speak, and have a respect one's opinion. At least
things happen in life that we can't explain, and these are one of the things that happen in life you cannot really explain. It happened. We know it happened. It's there. We've seen it. We've had it confirmed for ourselves. And I guess that's the only thing people can really do, is they either can confirm it or deny it.
That's exactly right, and that's what we do at Third Phase Moon. We put out what we receive. We let the people decide one way or the other. People are going to have their own opinion, but, that's the way the human being is, and that's a great world to live in. I really want to thank you for coming forward and speaking with us at Third Phase. We're winding down, but let me get Mark on the phone real quick, and, I appreciate it again, Mom.
You're welcome.
So, Mark, that was amazing, and I really thank you for bringing your mom on board and, backing up this story, and you coming out just to, confirm with the viewers who you really are, and that's awesome. I really look forward to getting the samples, some of the video, and we want people from around the world to, help Mark and Third Phase of the Moon out to get this tree sample analyzed, because it could be something, the smoking gun evidence we're looking for. Mark, any last words?
My mom said it, a lot better and everything than I really could. Again, it's hard to say, but I still stick to my guns and let it out. People ask, so I tell them. Whether they believe me or not, it's. I feel sorry for them if they don't. They're just one-minded, I guess.
Well, people are that way, and it's a good thing, because people like us with open minds, it gives us a bigger world to enjoy than the narrow-minded. So it's okay. It's okay. Hey, thanks a lot, David, for joining us right here at Third Phase of the Moon. You keep us updated, all right?
Okay, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Again, for, anybody watching the show, decent comments, no rude ones. People want to watch your show and watch your YouTube and read comments that are, in a good light, not negative. And again, I'm not Albert Bell. I am Dave from Maine.
Thanks again, Mark, and we look forward to, excuse me, David. I'm getting used to...
again, either way, it's all good, Yes, thank you, Blake. And
appreciate it. I just wanted to let everybody know we're going to have David Jacobs. He's done over 900 hypnotic regressions in regard to alien abductions, and we're going to be on freedomslips.com, and it's going to be moved to prime time. It was voted via Revolution Radio that Third Phase of the Moon get a prime time spot, so it's going to be on Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, this Thursday, April 11th, again with Dr. Jacobs. And if anybody out there has captured anything amazing in regards to UFOs, you could contact Third Phase of Moon via Skype or Facebook. My name's Blake Cousins, and we'll see you again next time.